Also, for the first time in nearly 20 years, the TSA is ending its no shoes policy when it comes to going through security at the airport. It is effective immediately. So officers will no longer require travelers to take off their shoes as part of routine screening. Instead, those who trigger the alarm at the scanners will then be required to take their shoes off for additional screening. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem commenting on the policy a short time ago.
We want to improve this travel experience, but while maintaining safety standards and making sure that we are keeping people safe as they go to take their vacations, travel for work, or spend time with their families. So we took a hard look at how TSA does its business, how it does its screening processes, and what we do to make people safe, but also provide some hospitality as well.
The policy started in 2006, 5 years after the man tried to blow up an American Airlines flight from Paris to Miami with explosives packed in his shoes. Luckily, those explosives failed to detonate, and the man was held down by flight crew and fellow passengers. So joining me with more on this is our ABC News contributor and former DHS Assistant Secretary Elizabeth Newman. Wonderful to have you here with us. And just generally, what do you think is behind this big change in policy?
It's a great question. I wish we had learned a little bit more out of that press conference. That there are some things I was looking to hear and we didn't get. But I can tell you that it has been a top priority of the travel industry to remove some of these requirements, to remove the shoes and the liquids and gels and the laptops for quite some time. So I'm sure the travel industry and passengers are going to be really, really happy about this change. It does make it a little bit easier to get through the airport. From a security perspective, when you make and implement security standards, like we need to start taking shoes off at airports, as was done in 2006, that's based on the capabilities that we have to detect, as well as active intelligence. And we had, for a number of years, a series of plots by al-Qaeda mainly, and then eventually ISIS, to try to attack our aviation system. And there is no doubt in my mind that the system we have in place for aviation security is light years beyond where we were 20 years ago. That doesn't mean, though, that we couldn't have a bad actor outside of al-Qaeda or ISIS who might still try to attack by sneaking explosives onto a plane. So we still have to remain vigilant. And it's not clear to me that this decision was totally based on a risk assessment as much as it might have been recognizing the demand signals from passengers. So more to come, I think, but I'm sure passengers are going to be very happy with the quicker line.
Well, one thing that was mentioned is that passengers will be passing through multiple layers of screening as they head through the airport. Anyone that has been there recently knows that you're going through that. But you piqued my curiosity there when you said you were listening for some things, some clarification in that press conference that you didn't get. What did you want to know?
I would like to know that we've made some advancements in explosive detection so that the equipment is more sophisticated than perhaps what I had seen 5 years ago when I was back in DHS. That might have occurred. Sometimes we don't telegraph what our capabilities are, and that's one of the challenging things in the security space. We can't always explain why we're doing things because that gives an advantage to somebody trying to cause harm.
All right, Elizabeth Newman, thank you for your expertise. We appreciate it.